I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, and I stay here for the night. I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. No blind, out of sight and out of mind. No standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Elite FPL stream with myself, Steve, where most of the fans won't be watching. If anybody watched Tangent, probably annoyed about 99% of our audience. It's brilliant. Come on, get happy. Get happy, Carl. Get with it. Yeah? Alisson's out. Porro's out. Come on, be happy. God almighty. I've only just seen the Alisson news about half an hour ago. Brilliant, isn't it? I just don't know what to do. I really don't want Kaminsky. I have no interest in Kaminsky whatsoever. And I have no interest in any other goalkeeper in the game, to be honest with you. The only player I can think of that I'd even consider bringing in for Alisson is Brentford's Flecken. That's it. That is the only player I can even consider thinking about bringing in. The next fixtures. Forget the next two. West Ham, Chelsea. It's just awful. Luton are a waste of space. Arsenal could be actually. In fact, now actually thinking out loud. Raya. Good set of fixtures. Well, they're okay. Burnley. Newcastle, Sheffield United. Chelsea, Man City. The way I say that is literally like Anthony Millman. Journalist one. Snipers. Fucking hell. I've had a god awful day at work. Well, I wouldn't say awful. I'm coming here to do this when I cannot be asked. Thanks. And you poor bastards are watching this shit. And I want to do. I don't know whether to do a -4. I don't know whether the -4 would be. Well, it will be Porro out for either Gabriel or Bradley, because we know that Trent's out, and I honestly have no idea who to bring in for Kaminsky, but we'll find out from the chat. I'm sure these people will know exactly who to be bringing in. I'm sure they will. What idiots are watching this crap anyway? God, I'm actually depressed, Mr. Sturks. Yeah. So am I. Animations, Dilkington, Nuclear Atoms, Heggis, John Harris, Rad, Matthew Zaishi, Ray's probably going to be joining me on Discord in a minute. Danny Boy, EK7. Predicting what the lineup will be: Kelly, Bradley, Konate, Virgil, Robertson, Jones, Endo, McAllister, Jota, Nunes, Diaz. In the game in which they're probably going to lose against Brentford. So is everyone using the triple? I'm not going to read the chat. It's just too distracting, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's my team as it stands right this second. Right this second, up on the screen is Walker, who's probably only going to play once. Doherty, who's going to do jack shit. Trippier, Palmer, Richarlison, Foden, Jota, Tony, Watkins, Haaland. And I still don't know whether or not I'm going to play the triple captaincy chip. I really don't know whether to play the triple captaincy chip or not. I'm definitely not bringing in Kellier. I'm definitely not bringing in that useless idiot. So you say the F word, you'll say the S word, you'll say various other words, but when it comes to the word tossers. I love the way Carl just said that then. Arse. I love the fact no one even understands the XFM references. It's great. And people still watch. And this double game week, I just... It's good. I'm not going to lie. I think for both Man City and Liverpool, it is actually really good. That's what's really frustrating about it. It's not like in 2-3 weeks' time when it's Bournemouth. God almighty. Bournemouth against Sheffield United and Luton. I mean, yeah, they're away from home. Luton and Sheffield United, yeah, they're rubbish. Bournemouth aren't great at home. When I did my Patreon video this morning, or podcast this morning, looking at Bournemouth, 12 goals all season at home. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Don't get me wrong, will I be bringing in Solanke? Yeah. Would I consider triple captaining though? No. And the immediate reaction to all of this is just sell Becker. The immediate reaction was sell Becker for Kaminsky, but I might do a poll actually. Do a Mark Goldbridge. Should we do a poll? Yeah, interact with your audience. What keeper, what GK should I consider? Should I consider. So we'll have Kaminsky. And my spelling is going to be terrible. Kaminsky. Kelleher. However you spell his bloody name. Is it K-E-H or just K-E? I think it's that. Kelleher. Flecken. Other. Good point made there. Flecken is the only one that plays in 29 and 26, yeah. Martinez, I have no interest in whatsoever. Not for now. I think Flecken could be the one. I don't think this double game week is. I think we could be in for a shock this double game week with Brentford. In fact, I'm actually now thinking about it, tempted by Flecken. I think the Flecken shout's not that bad. I don't think it's too bad. I'll stick him in the team for now. Also, that means I get more money in the bank. And then I could do Bradley. Porro out for Bradley. Which gives me even more money to potentially move Jota to Salah. It's a -4. I mean, the problem is that blasted Porro's going to be going down in price again. Yeah, I could. Yes, Stevie boy. Yeah, I can get Salah. I can get Salah back if I wanted to. If I was to do those moves, Flecken and Bradley in for, I'll get another double game week player. So I'll have Flecken, Bradley. I'll probably play Bradley over Doherty, to be honest with you. So it would be Flecken, Bradley, Walker, but it's a -4. Oh, God. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, John. Oi! I saw you use language like that. Yelena's here. My God. Harry Dawson, will you ask the question league update? Because I ain't fucking going through it. I haven't got a bench goalkeeper, that's the problem. That is the biggest problem with all of this, is that I don't have a bench at all. That's why I flame an 8 about this team. No bench. Because Turner's lost his place, if you remember, because they brought in a goalkeeper signing on January. So they brought in a goalkeeper signing in January, which means that Turner doesn't play for Nottingham Forest anymore. It's typical. I mean, based on my in fact, that reminds me, I need to do my predictions. Based on my predictions, I'm going with a high-scoring game between Brentford and Liverpool. And also a high-scoring game between Man City and Brentford. So Brentford to concede. Well, I've got it here as 5 goals to concede against Liverpool and... 6 goals to concede against Liverpool and Man City. And Luton, I'm expecting them to concede 4... 5, 6. 6 in the next 2. Yeah, but what about the save points though, Steve-O? Well, if I actually look at Kaminsky over the last several games, this is his scoring over the last several games. It's pathetic. So, we have... So this is Kaminsky 1, 0, 6, 5, 2, 1, 6, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3. I ain't bringing him in. I mean, I'm sure Flecken is just as good. 7, 10, 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2. I expect us to score against Arsenal as well. So that's Raya on 2 points, but Raya, here we go. 6, 2, 2, 8, 1, 6, 2, 6. Well, he's more consistent than the other two idiots. Across 2 games, I'd like to think Flecken. Well, actually, yeah. Because it's basically a blank player. A player that's going to be playing in 23. There's fixtures. Liverpool, Man City, and West Ham. That's not a bad fixture. And then Chelsea. That's not a bad fixture either. That ain't bad. They're not that bad fixture. Then in 28, sorry, he does play. He's got Arsenal away, admittedly. They'll lose quite heavily, I think, in that. You got Luton with the double, but I've already got Doherty. I don't really want to be. I don't want to be doing that. What does the poll say so far? The poll. Flecken. 8% with Kaminsky, 26% Kellier, 37% Flecken, and other is 29%. So basically no one wants Kaminsky. And that's only about 3 people that have voted. No, I'm not interested in Aston Villa. They're useless. Aston Villa are an absolute waste of space. If I could jump off Watkins, I'd do it. I really would. I'd jump off Watkins for Højlund, but I can't. I can't get rid of any of my strikers because of the fact of game week 28. Plus, Aston Villa's fixtures are okay. They're not too bad, are they? Aston Villa's fixtures. They're not brilliant, but they're okay. And yeah, Bradley coming in for Porro, who's probably going to go down in price tonight, which means more money lost. And Bradley, there's a chance, could be going up. And he will be, I'm assuming, in fact, I know Bradley will be starting. We know Bradley will be starting for Liverpool. Not that that's official or anything, but I'm pretty confident that Bradley goes through with all the fixtures. Raya the clear choice. In what way is Raya the clear choice? John Jack saying, next week I'll most likely take a -4 for Van Dijk and Darwin to Gabriel and Watkins. Ukarap saying, KDB could have a new contract bounce soon. I don't think he needs a contract bounce, to be honest with you. Colm saying, none of the double game week defenders really appeal to me. Arsenal defenders may score more points this game week. I don't think so. I think that we're going to give Arsenal a really good game. I've got it down as 2-1 to Arsenal. Sluwak has done a -8 to have Bradley and Salah. Well, then you captain Salah is quite simple. It's quite simple. You captain Salah. End of discussion. There's no point in doing a -8 and then captaining Haaland. It's a waste of time. Just captain Salah. If you're that confident that he starts, you play him. Denver thinking Liverpool will concede regardless. I don't think the Luton game is going to be... I think the Luton game could be quite profitable. Good evening, Connor. I think the Luton game could be quite profitable. I really enjoyed your segment, actually, Connor, on chain wrestling. The other... I think I can mute myself. Yeah, I like your segment on chain wrestling the other day. Things that you've watched that you didn't like. I still don't quite understand that you went through the whole of Friends. You went through every single episode of Friends. And you came to the conclusion that it's rubbish. You could probably make that conclusion after 3 episodes. Because Friends is just one of those where it's like, it's just meh. My brother loves Friends. I don't get it. I don't understand why. That, and also, what was the other one that you watched? How I Met Your Mother. Again, I'm never going to watch certainly not going to watch any of that rubbish. What does he say? What does Basil Fawlty say? Continental. Continental. Yeah, the Salah leak. I'm going to call him out. I've already seen Harry. Clickbait, the thumbnail already. It's brilliant, isn't it? Clickbait and a thumbnail about getting Man City and Liverpool team leaks. You're better than that, Harry. Come on. Last year I watched Friends for the first time. This is Nuclear Atoms. Things went downhill after Series 7. I mean, how many series are there? 53. It went on for 25 years, didn't it? Isn't that the case? Isn't that what how many series is Friends? I generally don't know how many series of Friends there are, but is that it? 10? I thought there was a lot more than that. When did it start? 1993, 94? I generally don't know. I've never watched it. Well, I've watched it, obviously, but not to the extent of where I'm thinking to myself, I want to go out of my way to specifically watch it, because it really does not appeal to me whatsoever. Like I say, I've got it on my screen, the Flecken to Bradley. Flecken and Porro in. So 2 double game week players, which means I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, officially I'll have 8 double game week players, but I'm not going to play Doherty over Trippier. It'd be Doherty over Trippier when Trippier's got a really good home fixture at home to Bournemouth. Let's bring on Ray, because I'm actually boring myself talking. Like I said, I've been at work all day. My brain is just completely dead. My brain is just dead. I have no... Yeah. Right then, let's... I just realised I need to put the desktop audio on. That's on. That's fine. Ray can come on in 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3... Ray, you just need to unmute yourself. Evening, Ray.
Hey, Stevo, how are you?
Well, I want to go off air in the next 6 seconds, to be honest, because my brain is completely fried. Apparently you want to... what do you think about this -4 if I was willing to do it? Bradley and Flecken in for Porro and Alisson. Or just do the Flecken in for Alisson or another goalkeeper?
Yeah, I think Flecken's good. I mean, he doesn't blank, isn't it? He gets the fixtures. I was thinking Raya's a decent shout as well. Like, you just leave him in, and on paper we have good fixtures. The problem about bringing in someone like Bradley is I'm wondering if he'll start both games simply because Robertson is back now. So perhaps Gomez might play right back one of the 2 games. And again, in 26, it gives you a player who's blanking, and I'm a bit unsure if it's something you want to do going forward. But a lot depends on.
What about bringing in
as well?
What about?
Do
you reckon Flecken is like a certainty to get in and just leave it?
Okay, so in 25, do you actually expect him to get anything?
Well, I don't have any goalkeeper at all. He's going to get more than 0.
I'd personally go with Raya, because then you'll just keep him going forward.
Rare against Burnley, who's going to concede. Probably get 2, 3 points at most. Flecken, a good chance of potentially 6 points across 2 games, potentially. And I reckon they could beat Liverpool as well.
Yeah, with Liverpool's defence at the moment, I put a post out and I said Van Dijk's defensive teammates are literally just going to be kids, including the goalkeeper. So that's probably a good shout, actually. So, yeah, if you're looking at from now until game week 28, perhaps Flecken higher than Raya, but just like our fixtures really going forward. And again, do you think Flecken's someone that you'll be comfortable to keep until your wild card?
I've already used the wild card, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay, that's it now, yeah.
But
I'm thinking Raya then, moving forward, personally.
Burnley, Newcastle, Sheffield United, the next three. I reckon you can see you concede in every single game up until Luton.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Burnley will score against you tomorrow. Newcastle, you're going to beat them. You're going to beat Newcastle quite comfortably. In fact, I'm going to probably predict like 4-1, 4-0, 4-1. Sheffield United away. They always seem to have a goal in them. You then have Brentford at home. You know what the Brentford are like in London derbies. Chelsea at home. Again, I can't see you keeping a clean sheet. Man City away, definitely not. And then you've got Luton at home. And game week 31. So of all the fixtures you've got up for the next 7, I expect you to be conceding in every single one. Apart from the Luton game, of course.
And with Brentford, what are your thoughts?
With Brentford, they've got 4 fixtures guaranteed, i.e. these 2 plus 26, 27 and 28, so it's actually 5, isn't it? Do I expect them to keep a clean sheet in any of it? No. Truth be told, no. Of course I don't. I mean, like I just said just now, I expect them to concede 3 against both Liverpool and Man City. But, I mean, let's have a look here. Brentford at home. Oh yeah, Brentford concede lots of goals at home. Away from home, they are, and of course this stupid thing crashes on me. Couldn't make it up, Ray.
I just feel that on... Okay, XG, you and I are not really massive fans of. But I do think defensively we still do look solid. And I'm just thinking that Raya can be a player that you just set and forget for the rest of the season, potentially.
Of course, yeah. Arsenal this season, let's just click on them for a split second here. So they've kept clean sheets against West Ham where they scored 6. You scored 5 against Crystal Palace without reply. I mean, there's a lot of big numbers with clean sheets, which is very unusual. The last time prior to that was when, Ray? So you got a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, and when was the last time after that you got a clean sheet?
Oh, bloody ages ago. It was against Brighton in 17.
Yeah, 2-0. And then prior to that, it was who? In all competitions, that's kind of given it away. But when was the last time you got a clean sheet?
I'm just going Premier League. Brentford in 13.
It was Brentford, but before that, it was Lens. You won 6-0.
I was at that game.
6-0. So, oh, right, nice. Very nice. So, yeah, prior to that, 3-1 against Liverpool, 2-1 against Nottingham Forest, 2-0 loss against Liverpool, 2-1 loss to Fulham, 2-0 loss to West Ham, 1-1 with Liverpool, and then you had the draw with Arsenal, but you had the 1-1 with PSV, lost 1-0 to Aston Villa, beat Luton 4-3, beat Wolves 2-1.
Oh, okay, I know what you're doing here. So, Flecken's got, his last clean sheet was 24. The last one he got was in game week 10.
Oh yeah, I'm not pretending that.
I'm just kind of wondering what
but the difference is that Brentford are a
extra fixture.
Well, this is the thing. Brentford are a team who are mid-table at best. Arsenal are a team which are supposed to be pushing for the championship, and their defensive record is shoddy, to say the least. Like, you'd expect a team of Arsenal's quality, City, Liverpool, throwing Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United, you'd expect these teams to be keeping a lot more clean sheets. I know this season it's been Not many clean sheets. So in fact, if anybody, Pickford.
We've conceded the least goals in the league, but I know what you're trying to say.
Well, yeah, but I'm only going on what I mean. It's the same as Man City, though. You know, they concede like one per game, it seems, rather than like you 2s, 3s. You've conceded this season 22, Liverpool 23, Man City 25. The teams, I mean, you clearly by far the best defensive teams in the league. That is true to say. I mean, the best. In fact, I'll ask you. You're not cheating, are you, Ray? You haven't got anything in front of you? I'll trust you.
Well, I do have everything in front of me, so I don't really know what you want me to do.
Brilliant. Well, who's got the next best record after you three defensively?
Oh, I haven't got that in front of me. I'd say...
So it's 2 teams.
In goals conceded or clean sheets? What we're talking about?
Goals conceded, yeah.
I didn't even tell you. I would have said someone like Everton, but...
Yep, that's one. Who's the other one?
Man U?
No, it's Aston Villa. Then it's Man United.
Really? They've conceded so many goals recently.
So Man City have conceded the most out of you 3. So Arsenal's the best, 22. Liverpool 23. Man City 25. And then the next best is Aston Villa and Everton with 32. Man United with 33. And then Brentford and Newcastle are the next best defences with 39 goals conceded. So
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's just this. I'll tell you what, this Alisson news is a pain in the arse, to be honest with you, because I really, really thought he would be my gem. Just a gem, just a guaranteed starter for Liverpool. And
he makes saves as well. That's the thing, he makes saves. He is. I was having a voice note conversation with a friend of mine, Dan, and I said that I honestly only think there may be 7 world-class players in the Premier League. Like, they'd get into like a currently world 25 squad, if you like. And I said Alisson is the goalkeeper, hands down, that I'd have as my starting goalkeeper in the world 11. And not only have they got 8 clean sheets this season, which are the second most, joint with Everton, and also have got the most with 9, is that he makes saves. So him being out is just an absolute kick in the teeth. Now, if you had a sub goalie, I wouldn't mind Kelleher at all for you, because then they got great fixtures after the blank as well, overall, if Alisson's out. Your current bench goalkeeper is who? Turner?
Turner, yeah.
Yeah, so... It's a toss-up, really, Steve. I mean, at the two, I mean, how many points are we really expecting here as well, isn't it? You just want someone between the sticks that you hope he could get some points. I mean, if we're looking further down, you could look at someone like Steele, based on the fixtures they have. The next 4 are incredible on paper. Away to Sheffield United, home to Everton, away to Fulham, home to Nottingham Forest, but you never know what's going to happen with Verbruggen. So... yeah, at least with Flecken you get the 2 fixtures and you get the guaranteed 29, because I didn't think about 29 because I'm on a free hit in 29. So...
oh, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, after this you'll probably ask me, I think, but yeah, I was going to share with you a little bit about what my kind of chip strategy is and just get your thoughts.
We'll come on to that in a minute. It's a shame that the FPL site hasn't updated anything for Game Week 29 whatsoever. Because aren't they the FA Cup fixtures that need to be taking place in round 6 or whatever it is first, and then it's all going to get sorted?
Yeah, the fixtures have to take place, and then in 29 we'll find out who's blank.
And when are those fixtures happening next week?
I'll just check, hold on.
Or the week after. I'm sure it's very soon.
I'm pretty sure it's definitely this month. So yeah, it's the 26th of Feb.
Right, okay. So yeah, after next week then.
Yeah, and then we'll find out what happens in Game Week 29. So according to Ben Krellin, because of how the draw is, he's expecting that Luton and Nottingham Forest should be playing each other in 29, because I think they're playing the Manchester clubs respectively, but I kind of need to double check that.
Still no answer to my
Right,
question.
yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah, go
poll.
ahead, sorry. Flecken or Raya. Flecken or whoever.
Well, the poll is going Flecken. The poll is going
Everyone
Flecken.
you've got, definitely Flecken.
Yeah, but obviously for you, the Arsenal bias comes in with Raya.
I think it's just we're better defensively, that's all.
I mean, to be completely frank, I could have... No, I'm not going to do that, am I? I was going to say I could have Flecken and Raya. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be wasting...
Actually, in 29, are you looking to play? Just play a normal game week, or you might use a chip?
It depends who's playing.
Oh, well, then just...
Because as it stands right now, Arsenal versus Chelsea, that's going ahead, isn't it?
Well, Krellin has...
Burnley-Brentford is going ahead.
Burnley-Brentford is definitely going ahead.
Yeah.
Whilst if Chelsea beat their opponent in the FA Cup, who is...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I just realised Chelsea. It was Chelsea-Aston Villa, wasn't it? So it's West Ham and Aston Villa.
Exactly. So Chelsea are playing Leeds United. I expect Chelsea to win. Therefore, the Arsenal-Chelsea game will not be played in Game Week 29. Chelsea will be playing their quarter-final match. So I expect Bournemouth to beat Leicester, Man City to beat Luton.
Bournemouth to beat Leicester, or Bournemouth at home?
Yes.
I think Leicester will probably beat them.
Well, I would have agreed if it was in Leicester, but that would be a great game. There's no doubt about it. You got Luton against Man City. I think Man City will win that. You got Forest against Man United. I actually think it's a pick-em, personally. Liverpool, Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, Chelsea, Leeds. So I do expect Chelsea to win, and therefore it will be a blank for Arsenal and Chelsea respectively. And therefore you might as well just take Flecken because he definitely has the game against Burnley in 29. I think the decision is made.
Leicester away from home, 1-12, drawn 2, lost 2. They are doing better than what Burnley did last year. And Burnley, when they went to Bournemouth in the FA Cup, beat them 4-2, I think it was. Mm-hmm. I expect Leicester to beat Bournemouth in the FA Cup. That's what I'd expect anyway. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but yeah, I think Flecken is the one. But the question is raised that do I do a -4 to get rid of Porro, who's probably going to be dropping down in price again, for Bradley and play Bradley over Doherty?
No.
No.
No. Because I have Doughty, Trippier and Walker as your 3 at the moment.
Yeah.
Your team looks stacked. I disagree. I think just do Alisson to Flecken
and be done with it.
2 doublers in defence. Absolutely. And then, if you need to, take that -4 and 26.
Well, I'll be definitely bringing in, I think, Delo, Man United's Delo, for Game Week 26. I like the look of him.
That's when you can take out Porro.
Yeah, I'd be taking out Porro for Delo. I think that Delo, for me, looks like the most threatening of all the Man United defenders. It's a shame he's 5.1, but he looks fantastic. And it's annoying that he's expensive, but I'd bring him in for Porro, and then I'd get rid of, I think it's, who was it again? I can't remember who it was, but it was whoever it was for, I think it may have been Palmer. For Garnacho, I think. Because of the amount of blanks that Chelsea have got, and their fixture run is, it's not great. I mean, even though this is going to be before Man City or after Man City, but Man City away, but nothing. And then Brentford, Newcastle, whereas I can bench Garnacho where I've got the likes of Richarlison, Neto, or I could even get rid of someone like Richarlison potentially, but their fixtures are really, really good, so that would be just almost suicide from my point of view. So yeah, I think, shall I do it, Ray? Shall I just do that transfer right now, Flecken in?
Wait until we get the confirmed leak. Yeah, shit. Said
The what?
Let's wait for the leak to happen tomorrow. We don't know if Flecken's definitely going to start. You know how it is now. And that's the first game.
I'm pretty certain Flecken will play. I can't see why he wouldn't. That would be ridiculous.
Let's just go for it. Let's just do it. Yeah, let's do it. I don't want you to think.
I mean, that would be... He's played every single minute this season apart from twice, where he didn't play against Man United and he played 45 minutes against West Ham. Other than that, right, it's done. The transfer is made. We blame Ray. Confirmed transfers, done. Right, that's...
No, get in line, buddy.
That is official. It's done. So now I've got Flecken, Walker, Doherty, Foden, Jota, Haaland and Tony. You using your triple captaincy, Ray?
Yeah, on Haaland.
You are doing that then, are you?
Yeah. Are you? What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I have this feeling it's just not going to be worth it. I don't even know why. There's no real logic behind it. I don't know, Ray. I just don't feel that I want to put my triple captaincy on him this week.
I spoke about this on the only one bonus point pod, the chaps the day before yesterday. We spoke about triple captain, and we kind of went round table and thought, who are the options? And we spoke about this week, one of the Liverpool guys, of course, Haaland, maybe KDB. And then we saw 28, and I thought, even though the fixtures are great, it's Bournemouth, looking at Man City. And then there was discussion about maybe saving it until 34, where there's an expectancy that there'll be a blank in 34 as well. During 34 is when the Champions League semi-finals are around that area as well. I was thinking more of, if you're holding it that long, we don't know what kind of like the environment will be around what's happening in the league and Champions League and European football and that other aspect, because the semi-finals will be around that time, and I do expect Man City to be in the latter stages. They're the best team in Europe. So I think this is just a time where we just use it and almost get rid of it, if that makes sense. And Man City have 2 home fixtures as well. It's a proper title race, at least at the moment, and I expect Haaland to play both games. So I can see your logic about it doesn't feel like the most ideal week, potentially, if we're comparing it with past seasons. Like, I remember a couple of seasons ago, I got Salah's 80 points or something stupid like that. But I can't see another time where I'm more confident that my captain will play both games.
FPL Call text saying I'm going to have a big headache in game week 28. I'm actually okay for 28. I've got...
Likewise.
I'm not too bad. I've got Flecken, Walker, Trippier, Foden, Tony, Watkins, Haaland, Neto, Estupinan. That's 9. And then I will have also below, who will have, in fact, this is when I'm going to find out. Man United are at home to Everton. That's 10. And then, of course, we've got the double game week for 28, which I'll be bringing in Solanke for Watkins, probably.
Yeah. Similar to you, I think the only 2 doublers I'll likely have are Doughty and Solanke.
There's a chance I may do... there's a chance I'll have a Senesi in my team for whomever. Could even be Walker, to be honest, because I'm sick to the back teeth of Walker, to be honest with you. He's not going to play both games, don't you, as well?
I agree.
So, yeah, I'm not really backing Walker this week. You know that the one game that he's going to keep a clean sheet, he won't be playing. Cortex saying I'm bench boosting this week. Yeah, Patrick Corbett, who's doing extremely well. Shout out to him. Jesus Christ, how patronising. He is thinking of bench boost, and I told him don't bother with a team that's 600th in the world. Don't even bother. Either Juggernauts, again, you're back with us. Where the hell have you been for the past God knows how long? Ray, do you want to just quickly go through some predictions before we go?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, obviously, we're starting off with the game tomorrow between Brentford at home to Liverpool. I've got it down as a high-scoring 3-2 to Liverpool, but to be honest with you, Ray, I'm going to say that Brentford, genuinely, I would not be surprised if they were to win it.
I think it will be a score draw. I think I'm going for a 2-2. Simply because Liverpool are just getting injuries coming out their arse now, offensively.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I mean, Brentford at home, they score lots of goals. They concede lots of goals. Liverpool are a team who score lots of goals away from home and also concede. So it's looking likely, like you just said, Ray, that this is probably going to be a high-scoring game. I wouldn't go as far as to say a draw. Liverpool, admittedly, the majority of their drawn games this year have come away from home. 4 out of 6. They've conceded 13 in 12 away from home, whereas Brentford have conceded 23 in 12. So they're conceding an average of 2 a game, whereas Liverpool are conceding 1 a game. So it's kind of looking very in favour of Liverpool, even though Brentford do like to score at home. They've also scored 21 goals at home. So yeah, we're both expecting a high-scoring game, basically. Yeah. On to the local derby between us, and yeah, unfortunately, I don't expect much out of this game at all. I do think we'll score. I do genuinely think that we will score. At home, though, ironically, we're not particularly great. We've only scored 13 goals at home all season. We've won once, drawn 2, lost 9, conceded 27. But the last 2 fixtures, there is hope. Just drew 2-2 with Fulham, 1-1 with Luton. Prior to that, we'd lost 2-0 to Liverpool, and we lost 2-0 to Everton. Arsenal, on the other hand, away from home, they don't concede many goals at all. Less than 1 a game. 1-7 drawn 2, lost 3. Last 2 wins were 6-0 away at West Ham. And it does seem that away from home, it's the same as last season, Ray, that you seem to be defensively better away from home than you were at home. So yeah, I'm just expecting you guys to just about beat us. I think I've got it down as 2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, I shared a bit about that in pre-season, that away from home, we try to probably get our possession numbers a bit higher and just kind of, take air out of the stadium, if you like, and quieten the crowd and focus more on kind of suffocation rather than kamikaze football, which we do at home quite a lot. I am going to say 3-1. I do think we'll come out fast out the traps. I think now we're starting to find some form in regards to playing more expressive football. But you're right, there's always that, leaky goal, which we're very good at doing now. We're very much like Man City light now. So I'll say 3-1. But I do think it'll be a really good performance from us.
The legend that is Nick from FPL Juice is here. He says here, good to see another quality stream underway. Just remove the word quality and just say another stream underway. That's all you got to say, Nick. Did you see his tweet that he put out yesterday, Ray, of him listening to the Total Stevo podcast in that sarcastic manner? Yes. Very funny. His facial expressions were absolutely genius. It's very, very funny. Mr. Scruffy misses a lot, thinks that we're in with a shout to beat you lot because of the injuries to your team. Is he speaking nonsense?
Nick has followed up until Ray came on, at least. Yeah, then it became serious quality. Nick, I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying, Steve?
According to Mr. Scruffy, apparently we've got we have a shout of beating you tomorrow because apparently injuries you've got. Is this true?
No. No. In regards to injuries, no update at all. I actually expect us to go with the same 11 that we did against West Ham, which is 4 centre backs.
Oh, he was talking about the Liverpool game. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, no, that's where that 2-2 came from. Mr. Scruffy misses a lot. Is that Trent's out, Alisson's out. Is Konate back now? Was it just a 1 game ban?
Yeah. Konate is back, yeah.
Yeah, so I still think and Robbo's just getting back into fitness. Who's going to play right back? And Brentford in set pieces are just so dangerous, and they'll likely play a 3-5-2. So Reguilon will be just, a wing back, which is why a lot of FPL managers are getting excited. So I think it'll be a high scoring game. But anyway, back to Burnley Arsenal. Yeah, I do think Burnley are going to come out quickly and, try and get the crowd behind you and everything like that. But I think our quality will take over, hopefully pretty quickly.
Talking of captaincy, actually, in this double game week, honestly, I'm being serious. I don't know why. If I had the bollocks like Alex Vollo, and again, shout out to Alex Vollo for creating the thumbnails. We really do thank you for them.
He's amazing.
If I had the bollocks to do it, I'd go with Tony captain this game week. Seriously. At home to Liverpool.
He might get a goal in both games.
He scored twice against Man City last year, if you remember.
I do. They beat him.
Yeah.
They beat him 2-1.
And there's something about...
Go ahead, sorry.
No, there's something about Tony since he's come back to Brentford where he just looks... He looks on it. He really does look like he's really wanting to stamp his authority down and basically say to the Premier League, I'm back. And there was the opportunity he had last week against... In fact, no, it wasn't. It was against Man City where the ball came across. He had like a half a chance volley. He only just missed. If he had got the connection right, that would have been one of the goals of the season. And it would have been another goal to his name since coming back. I don't know why, Ray. I just have this feeling that Tony is going to be the best captaincy option where everybody's going to be like, why didn't I do him instead? Why didn't I captain him? Even though the logic is Haaland. It's... Tony there is just staring me in my face and just saying, yeah, Steve, captain me. But I'm not going to, but I just wish I had the cojones like Jay.
Outstanding footballer. Last season he was 3rd in the scoring charts, or maybe 2nd in the scoring charts. He got 20 Premier League goals, I know that much.
Yeah.
And he's just excelled himself into an absolutely brilliant, standard number 9, like front man. None of this floating down the wings like a Gabby Jesus or, individuals like that. He's actually just a phenomenal striker. The obstacle regarding Tony is the amount of chances Brentford create. I don't think it's going to be high enough to, logically make him a captain. However, you having him in your team, I think, is absolutely brilliant because, like you said, you can keep him potentially for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, he's a almost a season keeper. For me, in the game against Burnley, I think he's going to absolutely destroy us with the amount of set pieces that we're going to give away and the fact that we're so poor at set pieces. But it's funny because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I'm bringing in Gabriel because of the poor set piece." Yeah. You know what's going to happen, don't you? He's going to get 2 points because, as I keep saying in FPL, every single time a player gets a double-digit haul, everybody jumps on him and he gets 2 points. Every time we all think a player is going to do really, really well in a game, they do fuck all. And then the following week, they get a double-digit return. A bit like, remember with Haaland against Brentford? It was, we all think Haaland's going to come back in the game and maybe do really well against Brentford because they concede lots of goals. He gets an assist and misses an absolute sitter. The following week, he takes that chance that he had against Brentford, but against Everton in this case, scores 2 goals, gets 13 points. Happens every single bloody week. You watch, and the only players that consistently bring in returns are the world-class players like the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Haaland.
The whole shtick is still Haaland in that.
Well, even you can throw in Saka in that. These players are always consistently consistently returning. Whereas the likes of Gabriel or Saliba that pop up with a goal, and all right, they've scored, what is it? Is it 2 goals in the space of 4 games or something like this? I'm not suggesting for 1 minute it's not going to happen, but I just think that a lot of it happens all the time in FPL. Everybody then jumps on the bandwagon, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, brilliant, he's got 1 point because he got a stupid yellow card and they conceded in the 20th minute, even though they won, and people like yourself brought him in, even though he's a perfectly fine player. But yeah, it always ends in tears, I always find. And half the time with this frigging game, as you're fully aware, is that you just wish you just left your team as it was. Just leave the team as it was for like several game weeks and not even touch it, and you'll do a lot better than what you think.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I wasn't thinking of Gabriel. I was thinking more Ake, but Ake was going to come in for like Udogi, because Trent I thought would play, but then obviously when we got the confirmed news, I looked at it as an opportunity to go triple Man City attack, and therefore bring in Gabriel. Must admit, I became a bit of a template whore with the selection. I'm covering Arsenal defence, and also he plays in Gameweek 26, and it allows me to put Richarlison up to KDB, for example, and only have to use 1 transfer in 26 to hopefully get out 11 players. That's if Taylor's fit, of course. So it was more.
Well, Taylor's apparently back in training, but I honestly, unless company decides, oh, we'll drop a player that's been playing well. So we brought in a player called Alisson from Montpellier, and according to the Turfcast, he's like being one of the shining lights, and he's only been there for 2 games, and he's replaced Taylor. So I wouldn't even be thinking about touching Taylor.
Dude, if he gets a bench, no, I'm talking about 26. If he comes off the bench, it's like a result, because I think a lot
of
people struggle with 11 players.
Yeah,
get out in 26. Yeah.
Another player actually that is a good shout for captaincy this is Foden. He likes to play at home. 2 home games. I know everybody is going to be looking at Haaland. I know it. I get it. I'm not blind. You are, but I don't know. I really just do not.
No. 5 returns in his last 7 games, and he started pretty much every game this season. There is logic behind what you're saying. If we look at the actual stats of goals and assists, he's got 8 goals and 7 assists. He has been absolutely phenomenal this season. So I do feel Haaland is the best shout, and I actually think second choice is out of KDB and Foden. For captaincy this week. I think Man City are going to create so many opportunities against 2 very poor defences. I think Foden will start each game. So if you're in the position I'm in, around 800k, I should perhaps go against the obvious captaincy choice, but I don't want to fall back any further. So I'm going safe with Haaland, but my vice at the moment is actually Foden, hilariously. So I do really love the shout. I could see players who are looking to really attack into a rank of some sort, let's say top 100k or even top million, who knows, who will look at the captaincy shout of someone like Foden. I know Darwin's been getting a lot of love, at least on X, but I'd rather go for a Man City asset personally, because as you said, 2 home games, they're creating a bucket load of opportunities, and they pretty much have a fully fit squad now. And I don't think they're in a position to really rotate too much, because Liverpool and Arsenal are in this race, at least at the moment.
Scruffy saying, I thought it was Del Cruz came in for Taylor. You are right. But Asin Young as well has also come in at right back because he doesn't trust the likes of Vitinho. Connor Roberts is just completely out of the picture now. And Charlie Taylor, I just can't see coming in because apparently our left, whoever they bloody are, have done a lot better than those two individuals, to be honest with you. And that's based on people that actually go to the game. You know, these are people that go every single week against whatchamacallit. They go every single week to Turf Moor in the away game, so they watch these players inside out, and I respect their opinion a lot. And they just say that, look, the players, the two players that they've brought in, Del Cruz and Asin Young, have actually looked like they've been in the team all bloody week.
Asin Young's right back.
Yes.
So Asin Young's right back.
Yes. But De La Cruz is left back, and he's taken Charlie Taylor's position. I can't see why Company... Well, I can see why he'd like to mix it up, because he just likes to mix things up for some bizarre, strange, weird reason. It's just weird, just overthinking things for no reason at all, and I don't know why. We can gloss over a few of these fixtures. Fulham versus Aston Villa. Any thoughts on this particular game? No? Good, right. We'll move...
Yeah. Let's go straight to the Spurs Wolves game.
Yeah, I mean, look, Fulham Aston Villa. I expect, even though Fulham's home record is actually very, very good as of late, like it is very, very good. I do expect Aston Villa to come through it just, and I mean just like a 2-1. Newcastle Bournemouth. I think this is the ideal opportunity for Newcastle to just stamp their authority down and maybe win. I've got it as 3-1 to Newcastle. Nottingham Forest West Ham, again an absolute dire game. I'm going with 1-1, maybe even Nottingham Forest to nick it 2-1. But yeah, Spurs versus Wolves, Ray. Go for it.
I'm going to say a really exciting 2-1 to Spurs.
Why exciting?
I think Wolves play really good football. And also with the news that Porro and Udogie are out, I think the likes of Neto and Chan, who might be back in this game, I think they're really going to exploit those wide areas. I think Spurs are going to... I mean, they're not good defensively anyway, but they're seriously going to struggle defensively in this game. However, with Heung-min Son back as well, I think there are going to be a lot of opportunities in this match. So I think 2-1 Spurs, but it could be anything. Like, I could even see 3-1 Wolves. I could see a 4-4. I think it's going to be a game that would be seriously exciting to watch. I actually think out of every single game this game week, I think Spurs versus Wolves is going to be the most exciting game to watch. Not necessarily for the most goals, but the most kind of heart in your mouth moments, because I don't really rate either defence.
Well, I mean, now Porro's out there even. I mean, not that it really matters, to be honest with you.
And Udogie.
And Udogie, yeah, they're both out. I don't think that... In fact, if anything, that probably makes them more stronger defensively. And it will go with the history.
Because Davis will play.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Man City, Chelsea, I think this game, for me, if Man City really want to do some damage to Chelsea, I expect them to do so. And I think this is the game where... Ironically, I think this is the game where Haaland gets most of his points rather than against Brentford. I can genuinely see Haaland getting a hat-trick in this game. I've gone with a 4-1 victory to Man City.
Likewise score. Yeah. Do you think Palmer will return?
Yeah, he'll score. Of course, he bloody will.
Everyone's benching him as well. Yeah, everyone's benching him.
I'm not. I'm playing him.
4-0, isn't it?
I'm playing him for that reason. It's like
4-0 down.
Well, Dan's here. Dan's saying that he's not saying anything. He always makes the point that teams always seem to, or players from former clubs always seem to score against them. You just know it's just written in the stars. Palmer is good. In fact, wouldn't that be ironic, Ray? Chelsea beat Man City thanks to 2 Palmer goals, and he gets the highest points this game week. Oh, the irony.
It would be brilliant for me as an Arsenal fan. Oh my God, I'll celebrate.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, yes, of course. But yeah, you
quite funny.
You expecting Man City to just wipe the floor with them?
I've gone with the same score as you, 4-1.
All right.
I think they'll be 4-0 up, and they'll give away a stupid penalty, and I think Palmer will score.
Sheffield United, Brighton. Again, who cares? Yeah, exactly. I know Dan's going to be like, well, there are people that do care. Any Sheffield United fans?
I've got a Stupinian.
But are you playing him though?
Well, yeah, because Udogie's injured.
Oh, you are. All right, you are having to play him then.
Yeah, he has been an awful signing for me. When I bought him in, I was so excited as I bought him in with Trent, and I thought, yeah, these two are back. They're going to play, and he plays. He's performing badly. Gets taken off at half time, not because he's injured. It's because he's playing like shit. But I do think he'll play now because I think Hinchelwood's out. But I have no expectations of Estupinian, by the way. I'm just playing him because I have no one else.
You have to. You have to play him rather than that. Great.
Taylor.
Fucking hell, Fozzie's here. It's a miracle. Maybe maybe Andy's not streaming for once, Ray. Luton, Man United, and
you're telling me one of them is not streaming right now. One of them.
I'm sure someone is streaming. In fact, I can guarantee someone's streaming. I mean, there's more. What did I say to you? Was it me saying it to you on the voice? It was me saying it to you on the voice message this morning. There's more content creators than there are audience members now. It's true.
That's so true.
It's the same as in the world of music. There seems to be more musicians than there are fans of the actual bands now.
Yeah, there's more men in the club than women to pull.
Well, that's a standard practice. I actually I can say this publicly, and you'll appreciate. I say you'll. It's not even a story. It's not even a story that even happened. But I missed an opportunity today of speaking with one of the attractive girls that work at the hospital, and basically one of the receptionists. So she was basically behind a glass door, and I literally, just as she walked away, I came through, and the receptionist says to me, "Isn't that right, Steve-O? Men are more focused on money these days because they're worried about it than they are." He used a more derogatory term, but he just said women. And I went, and I was just so wishing that girl was there, because I would have just had the opportunity to go, "Do you agree with this?" And then I would have said her name. So let's just call her Natalie. "Do you agree with this, Natalie?" And then just see what she says. Unfortunately, she'd gone. The moment was missed, and we wait to move on to another bloody day. Luton versus Man United. Ray, is this going?
Voice note pending after the stream.
Yeah. You reckon that Luton Man United is going to be an upset, or do you think Man United actually it's going to be a comfortable? Well, not a comfortable, like a
Man U beating Luton.
Yeah.
The upset.
Yeah.
I've got Garnacho, and I'm actually very excited to be playing him this week because I think he's going to be a brilliant. At least on paper, he's a really attractive asset to have. So I'm playing Garnacho. I think this will be an awful, ugly, dirty game, and I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1?
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think? There's no real history to go on here, so
I've gone 2-1 to United because that's what Luton always seem to be involved with, low scoring games against these big teams. The last time it ended, funny enough, 1-1. But yeah, I think that in this specific case, I think that Man United are going to come through it pretty comfortably, to be honest with you. It's just that type of game where you can just see Man United like winning 1-0, 2-0, and that's it. We just get out the door, just get out the stadium and run. Everton, Crystal Palace. If you own an Everton or Crystal Palace asset, in fact specifically a Crystal Palace asset, let us know in the chat. You won't be read out, but just let us know in the chat.
Read them out.
Ray can read them out, yeah. Man City versus Brentford then, Ray. Is Tony going to get his 2 goals in this one as well? And then make a fool of us all?
I think Man City will win 2-0 here. I think because of how Brentford have in their kryptonite at times. I'll be honest. Man City looked very vulnerable when they played Brentford. Even in even this season when they played Brentford, really had a lot of opportunities. Like that Tony chance, even though it was a low expectancy chance, it was still a brilliant move. I know exactly the one you're talking about. But I do think Man City are just going to have like 82% possession and with 2-0. And I think when they get their second goal, they'll take off Haaland, for example, and bring on a Nunes or whoever it is, the midfielder, and just pretty much dominate all of midfield and not give Brentford any chances. So I'm going to go for 2-0, but it's going to be like seriously boring 2-0.
Wouldn't surprise me. I've gone 3-1 to Man City. I mean, after that game, they've got Bournemouth away. Then it's the FA Cup against Luton, and then it's their... I've been talking about this run for weeks. Then it's the most important one. It's then the derby against Man United. They've got the game against Copenhagen, which they are 3-1 up at the moment. So let's be real here. They're through. Then it's Liverpool away, Brighton away, Arsenal at home, Aston Villa at home.
Massive.
These games are ginormous for the next several game weeks for just Man City in general. So if they can come through that with, I can't do the maths at the moment, but let's just say a high amount of points, especially beating their rivals in Arsenal and Liverpool, sadly it looks like they could be the ones that are going to be going on to win the title. I still think that Liverpool have got it in their own hands, so to speak. I think that the way they're playing at the moment, just this attack style. I know they've got their injuries and everything, but I do think that Liverpool have still got it in their hands to win the Premier League. But if they don't get anything against Man City, and of course with you lot as well, potentially picking up points, but yeah, it's going to be a tough ask. I'm stating the bloody obvious, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I concur. I think if Man City come out of those two games, Liverpool and Arsenal, with 4 points, I think they'll win the league. Because when you look at the fixtures after that, I can't see them dropping any points apart from the game away to Tottenham. Maybe. Otherwise, all the others, I think they're just going to wipe the floor with their opposition. So, yeah, if they come out with 4 points against Liverpool and Arsenal, I think they'll win the league. Even if they do the odd draw to Brighton and even Manchester United somehow fluke a draw, you have to put down that obviously the points they gained from against Arsenal and Liverpool means Liverpool and Arsenal have not gained those points. So if they come out with 4 points, unfortunately I think then it's just inevitable. But I do agree with you. I think Liverpool and us, I do think we've got the firepower to actually win this league. The problem is you're playing against, in my opinion, the best ever Premier League side from the last 3 or 4 years. Better than the Invincibles, better than the treble winners, Man United. And I've said this before, maybe it's another conversation. Pep's the greatest manager I've ever seen. So and experience always counts at the end, in my opinion. So if they get 4 points, I think it's inevitable, Siva. I think then they'll just go on. And unfortunately, I've read a stat that in the last 2 years, out of 30 games, let's say the last 15 games of each season, so we'll count it as 30, they've like won something stupid like 25 or 26.
Yeah. I've said it for years that it's not just me, it's thousands of millions, if not billions of others have said the same thing, which is Man City, the second half of the season, from like late January, early February till the end of the season, they just don't lose.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's almost like the first half of the season is training, and then they kick into gear in the second half, and it's just like the other teams around them just cannot cope. Well, talking of the other teams that may not be able to cope, but they have got a pretty decent fixture at home against Luton. It is Liverpool against Luton for the final week. And will this be the game in which we're then all going, why didn't I get Salah in? He's just got a hat-trick against Luton. What do you think about this Liverpool-Luton game?
I've won Liverpool.
You got 5?
I think it's going to be a beat down.
Well, that's interesting. You think it's going to be a beat
down? They could get 7. Yeah, I think.
Wow.
Night game, Liverpool. I do expect them to. I did say draw against Brentford, but yeah, if you put the percentages, I'll still back Liverpool. if Salah doesn't, and it will be Salah's first start back at Anfield for whatever, maybe. Has he been out? How long has he been? Has he played this year?
Yeah, he played in the African Cup of Nations.
Liverpool.
Then he got injured, didn't he?
Yeah, for Liverpool, has he played this?
Oh, for Liverpool? Yes, I'm pretty certain he probably has, yeah.
Let's quickly check.
He must have done. I mean,
Told me at all. His return game at Anfield, I think he's going to be a buoyed. So I think, yeah, this is the game where I'm kind of not going to want to watch it because I think Salah's just going to go ham.
Okay. Interesting. So anybody that's brought Salah in, they could be in for a treat.
Oh yeah. If I didn't have to take a -8 to bring Salah, I would have brought him in. If I could do it in a -4, I would, but I couldn't. And then I thought, no, I'll just stick to my plan in air quotes. But I think Salah at home to Luton is gonna slap, as the stupid kids say nowadays.
Well, there we have it, Ray. Any final thoughts?
You haven't told me yet. No, you haven't told me. What do you think the score's going to be?
I've gone one less. I've gone 4-1.
Okay.
I agree with you. I think that Luton are going to get a bit of a hiding at Anfield. If again, it's that classic line of if Liverpool want to go for it. I do think though that it could be one of those games where Luton may just go, do you know what, to hell with it, and it will end up like a 4-3, a 5-2, something ridiculous like that. It could do, potentially. Okay. I thought you were going to say something, but you didn't. On that note, Ray, anything else you want to add before we get out of here? I genuinely can't believe that's been an hour and 15 minutes. That is ridiculous.
No, not at all. Perhaps maybe a plug for the FPL meets tomorrow.
Going, are you?
Something that I was... No, I'm not. I was there, part of the first couple of FPL meets, and if anyone is going there and it's the first time, I couldn't advocate it anymore. It's great fun. It really is like you're going down the pub to watch a football game, but it's with like 50 people. And you've been to one as well, Steve. I've been to about 4 or 5, and it's just it's genuinely just a really good vibe. Everyone just chats shit, shoots the shit, watches the football, massive banter when your assets score, and it's just a great night. So yeah, I thought I'd just quickly plug the meets. Otherwise, Steve-O, it's always a pleasure to be talking to you, sir.
No, thank you for coming on, and yeah, bring on tomorrow. Can't wait.
Have a good night.
Cheers, Ray.
Later, man.
See you later, dude. Thank you. There's the legend that is Ray Qureshi there, and yeah, tomorrow evening, well, I'm going to be doing the live reaction to what's happened in the football, and there's a chance Jason may join me, but for anybody that cares or whether is aware or not, Jason's wife is about to give birth. She's now actually overdue, so basically she could be going to labour any minute now, and Jason's availability is going to be next to 0, so most of these shows are going to be solo, unfortunately for you. And yeah, the Saturday night reaction will be happening tomorrow. It'll probably be the second I get home, pretty much. We're talking 7:30, 7:45-ish. I'll be going live just for like an hour or so, and then of course it'll be Sunday surgery on, have a guess, Sunday. Where we'll get a few callers on, being miserable about how bad their weeks have been, hopefully. But yeah, I think we'll call it a night on that. I generally can't believe that has been an hour and 20 minutes. That has just vanished into thin air. As ever, thanks for watching. Make sure the easiest way to support the show is just by simply hitting a like button. Hitting the like button. If you are brand new around here, why not hit the subscribe button? It'd be really nice if we could get to 7,600 by the end of the weekend. It helps. I've even made it easy for people now, thanks to James from I was going to say James from Planet FPL. James from FPL Dupes. He said, look, just put the chat mode to subscribers anytime. Anytime. So if you are a subscriber, you get to chat within literally a millisecond of you just hitting that button. Other than that, you can support the channel in a financial way by just becoming a Patreon. It's quite simply, you just go on Patreon and check out Elite FPL. And there's 2 tiers. $1.99 is just saying thank you for all the work that me and Jason do. And the other tier is $4.99 where you get additional content. Essentially just answering comments that people have put towards the podcast that I upload. Other than that, just for a quick reminder, I did Flecken in for Alisson. That's done, confirmed, which means I've then got Flecken, Walker, Doherty, Trippier, Palmer, Richarlison, Foden, Jota, Tony, Watkins and Haaland captain. And it probably will be the triple captaincy for Haaland, even though I say that, I may not even bother doing it. I may not even bother doing it and save that chip for another day when it could actually provide to be more profitable in a way. So yeah, any final comments just quickly? The answer is pretty much no. So yeah, thanks everybody, and yeah, see you tomorrow evening for Saturday Night Reaction.